My name is Addison Reed, and this is my demonstration project on how to make the perfect bouquet. There are $6 to $7 billion spent on bouquets yearly, so I found it really helpful to know how to make my own bouquet. I've made them for friends and for families for holidays or just any type of special event, and it saved me personally a lot of money. So I will now show you how to make it. First, you're going to need your materials. I have a brown bag that I have cut into a square. Mine's just a Trader Joe's bag. Then you'll need scissors, tape, and then your flowers. I chose Baby's Breath as my filler flowers, and then for my greenery, these are both optional. All the flowers are optional. These are just what I like. I chose eucalyptus. And then for my small flowers, I chose peony tulips. And then for my base flower, I chose hydrangeas. You're gonna start by trimming your flowers. It's best to cut them at a 45-degree angle just because water gets to them the best. And you're just gonna cut them. Try to make sure they all are the same length, but at the end, you'll see again, and you can do a final trim. I started with the hydrangeas, and then I'm gonna do my tulips. It's also important to take off any of the bottom leaves. You don't have to, but I find it to make the bouquet look better. I'm gonna put my leaves to the side, and I'm gonna continue to cut these flowers. Then I'm gonna do my eucalyptus. I'm only gonna cut some of these just because the stems are a little long, but these I like to have them a little longer than the rest just to add some dimension to the bouquet. I'm not gonna cut all my hydrangeas, but I might separate some of them during it just to make the bouquet look fuller. And now I'm gonna start with my base flower. My base flowers are hydrangeas, and I'm gonna choose the biggest one, which is this one, and I'm just gonna start surrounding flowers around it. First, I'm gonna grab one of my tulips just to give it some color, and I'm gonna go right here. Then I'm gonna do some greenery on the opposite side, and then Baby's Breath, and then I'm just gonna start the process over again, and I'm gonna add some of my tulips. There we go. I'm gonna add some tulips around it. And then I'm gonna add another hydrangea, and I'm gonna start surrounding this one as well with some more tulips and Baby's Breath. I'm gonna fill in this little gap right here with some greenery. And I'm gonna put that right here. And then I'm gonna put my final hydrangea in that gap as well to make a small triangle with my big flowers. And then I'm gonna continue to add tulips around it just for that pop of color. And then I'll add more Baby's Breath over here. When making it, it's just touch and go of picking which one and like moving them around to see what you like personally. And then I'm gonna add some more greenery over here. And then my final piece of Baby's Breath, I'm gonna put in this right here. Then I'm gonna grab the rubber band that the flowers originally came with, and I'm gonna wrap them around. Once you get the rubber band on, it might be a little hard, but just squeeze it tight and then put them around. And then you're gonna cut the stems to make sure they're all even. This is just gonna keep them secure in the order you like them. And then my hydrangea, it's a little long right here, so I'm gonna cut that back at that angle. They're not all the exact same length, but as long as they're all gonna reach the water once you do put them in a vase. But I'm gonna be wrapping mine, so I'm gonna grab that brown paper. Mine's from the Trader Joe's bag, and I don't want the logo to be on the outside, so I'm gonna flip it inside out And then I'm going to place my flowers in that top corner, and you're gonna fold them. You're gonna fold it diagonally across. I'm gonna grab my tape. I'm gonna cut a piece off, and you're gonna place this here first. It's important to have strong tape so it doesn't come unwrapped. And then you might have to push it, just like fold it over a little so it's easier. And then you're just gonna wrap this one across the other way. And you're gonna grab your tape again and get a second piece. You can also use ribbon to tie around it once you have taped the paper, but I don't have ribbon at the moment, but I do find it to look much better. I'm gonna flip my flowers over, and I'm just gonna tape it like that. This is how the flowers turn out, and this is something I really enjoy doing, and I find it to make a nice, meaningful gift to make it for my friends and my family, and I think it's a really important thing that you should know how to make. Thank you so much.